Hi, in this video, I am going to explain about basic Unix and Linux commands. So, our first command we are going to execute is here the question, that is list the contents of the user home directory including the hidden files. So, we are going to see in this Linux shell. So, this is Linux shell. We are going to execute the command. So, our first question is we need to show the hidden, that is in home directory, hidden files we need to show. So our first I am going to check whether I am going home directory. So that is command is pwd. So this command is going to execute the current directory, which the current directory I am exit. So the current directory will be shown. So if I done, so in my, that is in my profile, this is my home directory. So in this home directory I'm going to execute the hidden files. So for getting hidden files, ls command is going to list all the files. So ls command will list only the user created files and directories. So if we want to see the hidden files by the already created by the system, that is for OS, for running the this for running this directory, already the OS will be created some files. So including that, the user can also create a hidden file. So to see that, we need to use hyphen a. So this will execute the all the files including hidden files and the original files. So if we execute, see that the dot specifies the hidden files. The blue color lines are the folder, that is directory. So dot before the name, the dot says that it is a hidden files. So these are the hidden files in our home directory. So our next command is list the content of directory. So slash var is a, that is system directory. So we need to go inside the var directory and we need to list the content. So in that directory, what are the contents there is there, we need to go, we are going to list. So cd, so we need to go to that directory. So in already we are in a home directory. So in that home there will be var. So cd is for changing the directory, slash var. So slash implies the root directory. So in that slash is intimate root. So in that root, var directory we need to go. So if you go enter it, go, now it is in the var directory. Now we need to list it. So we are going to list ls command. So in this there are certain files. So this ls command is going to list the files. So next question is create two directories named dir1 and dir2. So to make a directory, the command is mkdir, that is make directory. Make directory. I am going to execute in different folder. So in this, that is it is already in there in var directory. So this is a system directory. We cannot change. We cannot do the file manipulation operation. That is, we cannot create a file in this directory, or we cannot change the already existing files. So we need to go to our home directory. So if you give simply cd, it will go for the home directory. So after that, I am going to create a directory. So for specifying the directory, I have already as a that is OS lab 2 directory. So in that directory, I'm going to create a directory 1 and directory 2. So I'm changing cd. I'm going moving to that OS lab 2. So here I'm going to list out what are the directory. I have the directory 2. So our role is to make directory 1 and directory 2. See here I have made make directory 1 and directory. So I'm going to list here. I will take an example. I have already a directory 2. So I'm taking the directory 1 and directory 3. So I'll make directory dir1 dir3. So I'm going to say make directory dir1 dir3, two directories I'm going to create. So it has been created. Now we can list here directory 1, directory 2, directory 3. That directory 1 and directory 3 are we have created, now we have been created. So next, create a hidden directory with your name. Now we are going to create a hidden. So here hidden files and hidden directory are prefixed with dot. So if you prefixed with dot, it is called a hidden files or hidden directory. So we need to create a hidden files or hidden directory. For creating a file, there are lot of commands like cat, vi, touch. So if you use cat, it will create and we are going to insert some values. But I'm only going to create a directory and not inserting any values. I'm not doing file manipulation in that file. So I'm going to use the command called touch. Touch is the command is going to use it to create a file. So file name is my name is, I'll give with my name Arun. So dot specify hidden directory. So Arun is a file. So now I am going to list the file A. So A is the including hidden files and directory. It will display all the content here. Dot already it has the system has created to dot hidden files. The dot Arun is the user. I have created the file. Next command is going to change the directory to 1, that is change into directory 1. So I want to move in, I am already having in OS lab 2, I have to move to directory 1. In this directory I need to move to directory 1. So for that, simply cd change directory dir1. It got now, it is in dir1. Next is copy the file, that is I have to copy the file, that is the file in which position, that is root etc password. So this is the file path. So this is the file path, that is slash is root, in that root etc is a directory, in that password is a file. So I have to copy the password file to current directory with the sample text as a file name. So in current directory, that is directory 1, I have in directory 1, I have to copy the from specified path to this directory as sample text. So I am going to copy. So for copy cp, that is the command have been used here. Cp in that path I am going to. So before that I am going to show the current directory. See here slash, that is root data my roll number OS lab 2 and in directory 1. So I am going to give copy which that is which file I have to copy. So in that path, so slash etc root etc directory password file password file. I have to copy this file to which directory, that is to which path, from this path to this path. This is source and I have to give the destination. So destination is my current folder directory 1. So I have to give the path, full path. So that is slash data slash my roll number URK 19 CS 1197 slash. So my current directory, so sorry, I have to copy. So cp that is source file is root etc etc slash password, and source destination file is uh, root data slash roll number, my roll number URK 19 CS 1197 slash in OS lab directory, in OS lab folder, directory 1 folder. In that folder I have to that is save this password file. I have to save as sample text sample question they have given that sample dot text as a sample as a text file. So sample, I'm giving the file name sample txt. So it will create a sample text file, and it will copy the content from the password, and it will be stored in sample. Now let us check. First it is the sample is there or not. So sample is there. So to open a file, I am using a cat command. So cat is useful for uh, creating a file, for renaming, for opening. Lot of commands, lot of operation can be done by using a cat command. So I'm going to simply open a file. So use cat and file name sample.txt. So these are the some of the user that is systems requirement file. So that is the in that password file. So I have been copy the content and stored as sample.txt. Now I'm open that file. So next command we are going to see that change to your home directory and use pwd to check you are in home directory. So now I am in directory one, in directory one of OS Lab 2. So I have to go to home directory. So simply you can use cd. CD is the command is if you are in interpart, that is intermediate deep. If you go for in from home, you are going for another directory, and in that directory there are another subdirectories. So in that subdirectories there are a lot of subdirectories. If you there in a intermediate path, if you want to go to a home directory, you should simply want to go to back, that is next that is before directory, then home main directory, then home directory. For that you can give simply cd. It is will brings you to the home directory. So now I will check this is whether it's in home directory. This is my home directory because slash data and urk191197, this is my home directory. So this command also satisfies. Now we need to create a text, that is file test dot one using a vim editor. That is we need to create a one table. So I have already created and stored in my OS lab 2. I'll just open that cd OS lab 2. So in that I have already created a directory 1 and directory 3 or now we have been created. Directory 2 is the already have been created. In that there are some files required, I have been created required for this lab. So I'm moving to directory 2. In that I have been list the contents are empty.txt, new.txt, result.txt, sorted file test1. So that is test1.txt is the file I have already created. Now simply I am opening cat test1.txt. So these are the table. So these are table have been created. If you want to create a table, you can use cat greater than and simply a file name. If you give enter, it will go to into edit mode. Then using then you will give the column name. If I create a file name .txt, see column name, they will give name, then tab space. You need to give a tab space, then only you can create a cable. So register number, then tab space, research something, research center, then next enter, you can give the contents of that column. So at last you can give slash g. So it will be saved. Now I am opening this simply created file, that is file name dot txt. So the values you were given, it will be stored same like I have been created this table. So this is not important to me for simply how the file has been created, or that I have been shown to you. Now I'll delete that is list, that is file name, that I am going to delete this. For deleting you can give remove. This is a file, so remove rm, then file name dot txt, it will be removed. Now we are going to perform the first I have been created. Next, what are the operation in the table we are going to do? First, display the student name who have research interest as grip computing. So first we can here in this table. Here, grid computing or the research interest, we need to sort them. That is the student name we need to sort. So grid computing, there are Melvin, Binu, and Arun. The three members are choosing the research interest as grid computing. We need to sort. So the command we are going to use for sort is grep. Grep is a command used to for sorting and for searching a file. For searching a file, we are going to use a grid. And if you want to search anything, that is, I am going to search grid computing. Same as it is a case sensitive, we need to give the same word, grip computing. So if you give grip computing, it will give the you see that sorry, you need to give the file name, that is grip, and what word, search word, that is grid computing, COMPUTING, and file name, in which file name you need to search, that is in test1.txt. So you see that the Melvin, Binu, and Arun, the three members are choosing the grid computing. But we are in our question they have said that display student's name. So student's name only we need to display. So in this case we have been created, but we need to create another command. Using this command, we need to combine another command to do that such operation. So in that case, we are going to use a special operator called pipeline. So this is the pipeline operator. This is used to combine more than one command. So that is grep. Grep is for searching, computing, grid computing, in which file text1.txt. This will give the list of name, and I am using pipe command for giving another command. So we have been listed. So in this we need to know the name. We need to cut alone. We need to display only the name. So only the name we need to display. We need to perform another command. So the another command is cut. Cut command is used to for cutting for cut the certain line. So which line, that is F1, cut F1. F1 is a F is called field. So in a table we are specified a column as field and a row as record. So we need only the first column. So these are the table is a column. So first column is name. We need the result only the first column. So that is cut hyphen F1. So F1 is the field one. So it will be cut, that is the operation have been done here. So if you give enter, it will display only Melvin, Binu, and Arun. These are the students who are interested in grid computing. Next, we need to list all the students name and register number in the class. So only the field, that is a column, two column, we need to only name and register number we need to display. So that I have been used only the same cut command F/F3 that complement text1.txt. That these are the commands we are going to use. So it will this cut the two rows, that is cut hyphen F3 complement complement which file name test1.txt. So it will display only the name and register number. Next, list out list the count of students who are interested in image processing and store the result in another file. So now we are going to display the students, that is how much number of students who are interested in image processing, and result we are going to store in another file. We need to create a file and we need to store in that. So for that we are going to use same command. in grip computing it will search grip computing. So we need to search image processing, that is grep image processing. We need to search image processing. This command will search where the image processing and it will give the list, but we need only the number of students. So here we can see we can cut one the first column. We can cut the first column. So simply you say cut F1. So this will cut the first column, so it will display the names. So in this name I have to not display the name, I need to count the number of names. So for counting there is a command called wc for count slash l. This is going to count the number of lines, that is wc going to count is a count command. Slash n is used to count number of lines there in the table, and this will count number of line, and it will be if you give if the image processing is in the table is 2 no, it will give the result 2. And I am going to store in a file called simply say uh, test test. So it will create uh, it will is 0. There is a command called list test. Oh, sorry, I have made a mistake. That is without specifying, because without specifying a table, that is which the file name I have specified, so it will be give 0, because there is no search option in which table we are going to, which file we are going to search. That is that even we didn't specify, so that it will give 0. So for that same command grep image processing, in which file test1 dot txt, and I'm going to cut field 1, and I'm going to count that, and I'm going to store in result test tst. So this will work. And if you open that uh, cat test, see the 2. So if you see the table, image processing is James 1 and Aaron 2. Two members are only chosen the image processing, so the result is 2. Next, display the first two rows and last two rows and store in another file. For in a table, we have for in a table to display the first two rows and last two rows, there are special command called head and tail. So head will specify the top rows, and tail it will specify the bottom rows. So simply give head which row, first two rows. So you hyphen 2, and in which file, that is test 1.txt. I'm going to store in. I'm going to store in. We can say the same. That is test. It will. It will replace. That is override. So if you run the test, sorry, test, it will show the first two rows. Now we have to store last two rows. So for the tail to test one dot txt. Now I am not going to overwrite, I am going to simply concatenate. So double greater than test. So if you open test, there are four commands, that is four rows. That is first two row, last two row. So next command we are going to insert is display the contents of the file text without any blank line. So without a blank line, so these are the blank lines. So without in a text file there are some of the blank lines. Without blank line we are going to display now. We need to open that file. So sorry, we need to search, that is grep is used for search, and there is another command called slash v. So if you give slash v and if you give any word for searching, if you give simply a image processing, see for example image processing, if you give the image processing, this will search the word image process, it will leave the word image processing, that is it is react opposite to this command. Grep image processing is another other than grep v image processing. This will gives the image processing where the image processing word exists. It will fetch that row and it will display. But this will not fetch the image processing row. And apart from image processing or other words, it will be fetched and it will display. So for that, that is v. So if you give in which file test1.txt, so except that image processing, it will give all other fields. So same without we are for same for a blank line also. Without a blank line, we need to execute. So same grep slash v, and for the blank line indicates caret and dollar sign, then in quotes. This is the specify for blank line, and in which file test1.txt. So this will display without a that is a blank line. Next command we are going to execute is that move the file sample text from directory 1, that is to directory 2. That is um, now we can go back, that is cd slash to OS lab 2. I'm going to cd dir 1. In this we are going to list sample text, we have been stored. So we need to move that sample text from directory 1 to directory 2. In this case I will go for directory 3, because in directory 2 I have a lot of files. In directory 3 there is no file, so I am going to move in directory 3. So for that we are going to use a move sample text in that file, that is mv. Mv is used for moving a file, and same like copying, we need to give the source and destination file. Source is the path we need to specify. So it is already in the path the directory 1, so simply give sample dot txt, and the source destination file is slash data slash urk19 cs1197 slash and OS lab 2 slash dir 3. In that dir 3 I'm going to store this. So it will be stored. I'm going moving to OS lab. In that I'm moving for dir 3. dir 3. So in this I have been list, it will be show sample.txt. So this is the moving of file. Now change directory into dir2 directory. So we need to move to dir2 directory. So simply you give change cd slash, it will go one step back, and it is OS lab 2. Now we can change cd dir 2. It will go in the dir2. In my dir2 there are a lot of files I have been stored. Next, check whether the file sample text. Oh, sorry. In this case, I have been moved for directory. In question, there are directory 2, but in this, I have used directory 3. So we need to move for directory 3 and cd dir 3. So in this case, I already stored a sample.txt. We need to check whether the file is there. So in this case, ls is for listing a command, listing a files, and slash L slash L, and we need to specify the slash L will return all the files which are stored in the directory 3 with their permissions, whether they are written in a read write mode, which permission there are, and we need to check for specific file. We need to give the file name sample.txt. So it will gives the particular file name alone. So it will gives it is in read write mode, and the path, that is the home directory, and the inode number when it is created, all that things will be displayed. And now I have to rename the file sample text to new. So I have to rename. So for that I have to rename. Simply you can give mb, same command can be also renamed. So you can use sample.txt to new. What is the new.txt? So it has been, if you will give ls, it will change as new.txt. Now we can change that same command we have been created here. Ls, we are checking sample.txt. Now we are going to check, because now we have changed the name into new.txt, but we are going to uh, run the same command which we done before, txt. Now see that cannot access sample.txt, no such file or directory. No such file is named with the sample file. Sample.txt is stored in the directory 3. So that is the code here. Next is display the calendar of December 2020. So there are some functions to create a display calendar month, date also can be created. So in our question we are used to display a calendar, that is the command called cal calendar, which month, that is 12 December 12 and 19 sorry 2020. So it will display December, December month of 2020, it will be displayed. So next, remove the directory 1. So we need to remove the directory called dir1. So in that case, I have to remove directory 1. Already I have in directory 3. First we need to go back to OS lab. So in OS lab there is called directory 1, 2, 3. I need to remove the directory. So for removing file, you can use rm, simply rm and file name. For removing directory, we need to use rm dir and dir1. In order to make directory mkdir, in order to remove rm dir, and it will be removed. Now let us check. So there is only directory 2 and directory 3. Directory 1 is deleted. Now next, display the last three lines of the file test1.txt. So last three files, for that we have been seeing about that tail command. So the test1 file is in directory. I have been created in directory 2. So I need to move cd dir2. So in that uh, tail tail command, tail of three line, last three lines of which file, test1.txt. So it will display the last three lines. Next, display all the commands you have executed so far and save the list in the file name today history. So before that, I have been here. I from the first I have been use pwd ls a ls make directory list a hidden files. These are the commands have been used, and before while accessing this, which that is history. The history we can see here. See, simply you can command history. So it will list here 578 is command I have been executed in this cell. So from first, from before, what are the first I have created a C program. In this cell I have used a C program command. From the first it will display how much command has been used, and list the command. So this is the command. Now our aim is to store in a file. So simply you can give history greater than a file name called history. I will make history dot txt. So if you see that cat, if you open history dot text file, it will show the 579. So in the last command has been used history dot txt. So next, how many files are present under home directory? So in that case, you need to go for home directory. Simply you can use cd and you need to check the how much files. So simply list ls you give now it will list the number files name. If you give slash l, the number that is l now it will give the all the file that is total 76 files there are. And rw or that is which are the in the sorry mode, that is read write mode, read write executable mode. That mode can be listed and there are totally 76 files and subdirectories. Next, perform the sorting of three files and store the sorted file in the fourth file. So now let us take in my cd os lab 2, in that cd directory 2, because there I have a lot of files here list. There are a certain amount of files. So I'm going to take any three files and I'm going to sort according sort the file and store in a sorted file. So I will take I'll make sort. Sort is the function to get sort, and file names I will take history dot txt and new dot txt and result dot txt. The three files has been taken and I am going to sort and store in um, sort dot txt. Now I am going to open sort dot txt. In this, the file history, new text, and result contents will be sorted. Here there are a lot of files. History, in that history, according to here, the numbers may differ 35 in between 356 and 360. These are sorted according to the listening. So a lot of operation has been done. Whatever whatever it is, it has been sorted. So these are the things. Now let us clear. Clear is a command used for clearing. It will be over there. Next, last is the change the permission of your newly created file such that group users and others don't access any type of so if you're creating an in this directory, I'm going to create a file called simply touch. I'm using touch command and simply creating a file called my name run txt. Now I'm listing this l slash l run txt. So it will list the what are the access that it is in which permission, read write permission. So it can be changed by using ch mode, that is um, change mode go rw empty.txt. That means go hyphen, that is hyphen rw, that is change mode. Ch mode is change mode go rw means only read and write mode can be accessed. So what is the file name we need to change? Arun.txt. If you list slash l arun.txt here, before it is in read write mode, read write mode. only in this in read write mode, that is when you created this is our file, and the group members, our group members and others, other from the group members cannot be accessed, but this file can be accessed. That is our file, we can read and write, the group number can read and write, and the other people can read, but here only we can alone read and write, and other than group members and others cannot be read or write and cannot be accessed. So that is the logic behind this command. So these are the some of the basic Unix and Linux command used that is used and demonstrated in this cell. Thank you.